What is up, everybody? It is Zeph, and today we're back here, and I'm here with a story time. Yes, so I thought I would start doing some like story time things because I enjoy watching them so much, and I thought I'd bring my own, like just stories that has happened that I want to tell you guys. So a little bit about the gameplay clip. I'm not gonna speak much about it. I just want to say this is build battle. This is not live because this is a commentary, but like with build battle recently, I've been actually trying to record a live commentary with it, and I always get like just such a bad place. Like obviously my stuff is not like first or second place worthy. They're at least like third or fourth. I'm actually happy if I get at least in the top 5. But like I get like 8th and like 12th, and then I'm like there's people that are not even on topic of what they're supposed to build and they get better than me. Like I don't understand. Anyways, so today I'm bringing you with a story. Yes. So a little bit of backstory of it. I used to work at a skate center, right? I used to work at a skate center for quite a while, and I'm no longer working there. But anyways, when I was working there, this was probably like one of the first things that's ever happened there. This was my first week there, right? So I think I started like a week before this happened, right? It was like a Saturday, and then a week later it was a Saturday. So it was sort of my first real Saturday I worked, because the first Saturday was just kind of like getting to know everything, and I wasn't really doing like the proper stuff. But the next Saturday was like sort of like the first Saturday I ever worked. Saturdays are usually busier, or more busier than other days. Usually Saturdays and Fridays are the most busiest, pretty much always. And anyways, so what happened was I was there. I was doing my stuff. I used to work a few different things. I never really skated. I never really did the skating thing. I mostly did like getting skates, doing like the ticket counter and things like that. And so anyways, what I was working that day was the ticket counter. And as the ticket counter, your responsibility is to get like, if someone brings the tickets, right? You get you exchange it for a prize, basically. So you're doing that all day, whatever. But there's also another responsibility you have to do, which is like, whatever. It's not a big deal because it's not as busy as the ticket counter, but it is a side thing when it's really busy, and it gets kind of crazy. There's this thing called the trainers, right? What the trainers are, like these little, I don't know, little stilts things. I don't even know. You skate around with them if you're like a kid or you're like new to like skating. It's mostly for kids because they're kind of small, but like you use it on the skate rink and you're rolling around it. It keeps you supported or whatever. And that's what it does. And they would be like $5, I think, and then you would get $2 back, so they would only be $3. They were $5 for the whole night, or $3 for the whole night. So that's not too bad if you think about it, because there was actually a skate center or a skate rink, whatever you want to call it. There was actually one that you actually had to pay by the hour, which I thought was really weird. But anyways, so I was working that. This was my first Saturday, so I wasn't like too good at everything. They kind of briefly explained how to do some things, but certain things, I had to ask people. It was all good. But anyways, it was kind of stressful that, doing the stuff. It was getting really busy because I didn't really have much time to just sort of just sit down and breathe. Anyways, so I'm doing the trainers, right? And this one lady comes up. This one freaking lady. She comes up with some trainers to return. And she just kind of like sounded weird how she was describing. She didn't really say much, because all the process is you rent out a trainer, you put like a wristband on their like wrist or whatever to keep track of the number, and then when they come back, they bring back the trainer and then the number that matches up with the number on the trainer, and then you give them their $2 back. So it's pretty simple. But like anyway, she came up and she gave me the trainers and these wristbands, right? The wristbands, I don't know if they were the same color, but they had like different handwriting on them. Like I was like, this is not my handwriting, and I was like, oh, it may have been the previous person that was working here. So I didn't think much of it, right? I didn't think much of it, so I just let them go on. About like 10 minutes later, a lady comes with her family, and she buys some trainers, or like rents some trainers, and I think it was like maybe three or four she rented out, and then she went on about her day and everything was fine. And then I was standing there, and not like 15 or 20 minutes later, I see this lady go up to the previous person who I was talking about that rented out, go up to her kids trainers that like they were on the trainers, right? And then she kind of and then when they turned around and weren't on it, like maybe talking to their mom or something, she took them. I saw it straight up. She just freaking grabbed that mug. She was like, nah, you are not getting that. I'm getting that. I am taking that trainer. And yeah, so she took the trainer, and I saw her come straight up to me and say, here's the trainer. And I was like, I was really confused, and I was like, I was just thinking to myself, like, oh man, how is this happening on the first Saturday I worked? I was just like, come on now, this can't happen. Like, no, this lady can't be stealing trainers just for $2, right? She was stealing them for $2, risking all that, and that's what happened. She was stealing the trainers for freaking $2, dude. So what happens? She comes up and she's like, here, and I kind of paused for a second, and then but the lady that were rightfully to have those, she came up and she was getting mad. They were in an argument, and my friend Christian, my good friend Christian, he was working there as well. That's kind of why I worked there, because he worked there. And I said, hey, Christian, come over here. And I told him, so he didn't really know the situation, so he kind of got mad at both of them. But it was okay. But then there was just like arguing and stuff, and then the manager came over. I think we have a police officer guy on Saturday. He came over there as well. And they didn't really do anything. I guess because it wasn't worth their time, but they just said, all right, give her the money. And I was like, really? They're like, are you for real? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. I mean, it's my first Saturday, I'm going to do it. But like, yeah, I had to give her the money. The girl who stole the things, just to get her to, I guess their decision we did that is because like she would have just kept on and argue that they were her trainers, so they didn't want to deal with that. So they just said, all right, give her the money and we'll tell her to leave. And I was like, all right. So I gave her the money, and I think it was like $2 or $4, because I think she even stole like 2 or something. But we gave the trainers back to the rightful person, and that's what happened, man. It was like, I don't know, man. It just happened so fast. It was just crazy, and I was just pretty ticked off. Like, I was ticked off, like, that someone would steal trainers from kids for, like, freaking $2. So, I don't know. Give your opinion on it. If you guys like these stories, definitely comment if you guys want more of these, because I do have some more stories to tell. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you really enjoyed it, please subscribe. I really appreciate you guys watching. So, as always, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys later.